Hi everyone, this is Satiris Basakaropoulos and I'd just like to welcome you to our team training hangout. And this week we will be talking about our team challenge that we set up last week and going through some of the strategies and things that you should be doing to get more traffic to your site and to automate your business more. With me tonight, I've got Matthew Armstrong, who's in Javan, Spain. Łukasz Łukic, yeah, from Poland. I always get it right. I always get it wrong. This is payback for the ALS challenge.
Okay, Satiris, it's cool. It's cool. A few years ago, nobody could pronounce Schwarzenegger either. So
that's the way you want it. That's the way you want it. That's how they'll remember it. Because once they get it, they will never forget it. You know. And and also Alan Gilday is with us here as well tonight. So
hi guys.
So we're going to start off tonight with Matthew. So Matthew's going to start us off tonight. So it's all yours, Matthew.
Thank you, Satiris, and hello everybody. It's a pleasure to be speaking with you all tonight. A privilege to be able to speak live to wherever you are in the world. If you decide to tune in, it's a great thing that you've decided to do, really, because what you're going to get tonight, when you listen to this and watch this hangout to the end, is you'll get some distinctions and you'll get some learnings that can turn around and transform your business and your life. So make sure you do yourself that honor yourself and stay with us right to the end, and there'll be many little gold nuggets and distinctions that you'll pick up along the way. Little stories. We tend to learn best from stories, and so I like to often just tell some stories so we get the information. The information's great, but with a story, it actually goes in quite a bit deeper as well. So I send out an email. I quite often I do it for my own personal communication training, my own personal speaking training. Is I don't have things set out that I'm exactly what I'm going to say. I don't use bullet points or anything. So to improve my own speaking and communication, so I can speak more from my own conscious mind and speak from my heart more, And that wasn't always the case. And just going back to the email I sent out this evening, was I sat down and said, okay, I'll send out an email and let everyone know that this hangout is happening. And so sat down and said, okay, what will I write? And just what came out of me was from wussy to warrior. From wussy to warrior. By the way, am I coming through clearly?
Yes.
Yes,
yeah?
You broke up a wee
okay, cool.
Broke up for a wee second with me, but you're okay. You're clear enough.
Okay, cool. So from wussy to warrior, how to go from wussy to warrior, and that is I don't even remember what I wrote in the email, but if you want to go from being a wussy to being a warrior, then you're in the right place. And there's times when I've been a wussy. There's times when I've just haven't realized it. I'm like, okay, I'm stuck. I'm not getting results. What's going on? And then I realize I'm being a bit of a wussy, right? I'm not getting out of my comfort zone. I'm not taking the actions I know I need to take. I'm not following through on various things. And is everything cool, Satiris?
Yeah, everything's cool, Matthew.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And so then I realized that, okay, so I reflect at myself and go, okay, I'm being a bit. I need to step up and unleash that warrior within. And then at times when I have had big successes, big results at different times in my life, and reflecting on those times and remembering how I was at those times to then bring that forward into the present, right? because we've all had big successes in different things in life, no matter what they were, no matter how young we are. We've all had some sort of success, right? But I love his story. Wukash is, I think, 19 years old, and he's already met Arnold Schwarzenegger. He set that as a goal to do that, and he did that when he was still a teenager. And I just find that incredible, you know, such a strong reference to have that. So, you know, no matter what age we are, we've all had some sort of success in some area of our life, and we can go, okay, well, what was I doing when I had that success? What actually happened? And when we can look back at that, then we can say, okay, let's superimpose it now and see how we can achieve success now. And so I look back at different successes I had in my life, and I can see that there's generally three types of people. Three types of people, and I got this from Tony Robbins. He talks about the three types of people, and the first person is a dabbler. The second person is a stressor, and the third person is a master, right? And so what does a dabbler do? So when we start off on a new venture, something that we haven't done before, something where, you know, it's going to be a new learning curve, where we're going to be learning something new. There's going to be struggles, there's going to be obstacles. What happens is the dabbler starts to make some progress, but then they might hit an obstacle or something, and they hit the obstacle, and instead of pushing through the obstacle or working out how to get around it or how to get over it or whatever, they go, oh, okay, this isn't working. I'm not moving forward, and this just mustn't be for me, right? Or they might get through a few things, or then they might just hit a plateau and they might just quit, you know. And then there's the stressor, and the stressor will get to an obstacle and they go, but they'll fight it and they'll fight through, and they'll get stressed and they'll get disheartened, but you know, they'll fight through it and they'll get through the obstacle, and then eventually they might get to a plateau and they'll fight through the plateau. They might not be getting results for a while, and they keep fighting, stressed, emotional, and eventually they'll break through and they'll keep going. And that's like the life of a stressor, right? I think better than being a dabbler, right? Better than being a dabbler. And then there's the master. And the master will meet obstacles, will meet challenges, and realize, oh, this is great, because this is allowing me to grow. The challenges, the obstacles, I'm learning more, because you learn more from your challenge, the obstacles, from the easy successes. The easy successes are great, they make us feel good, and they're easy motivation to keep going. But when we have the obstacles and the challenges, that's what really allows us to grow, right? So when the master hits those obstacles and challenges, they go, okay, obstacle, challenges, this is great. What can I learn from this? How can I get around this? Realizing that the challenges and the obstacles are all part of the journey. And then the master hits the plateau, and the master says, oh, great, a plateau. Going on the plateau, and eventually another level of success is reached after a while of being on a plateau, because whether you're a dabbler or whether you're a master, the journey is the same. The journey is the same. You will meet obstacles, you will meet challenges, you will have plateaus, and it's just realizing what they are and then seeing it as a blessing and an opportunity to break through them. And so I look back at my own life and I say, well, where my successes were, and if I had let time lag stop me, then I wouldn't have had some of the successes I had. Was I applied to join the Royal Marines Commandos, and then when I was 16, I went and did my courses for it. I went and did my tests and various things, and they turned me down. They rejected me, I failed the tests. I didn't actually fail any of the written tests. It was just an interview. The guy said, no, not for you. You're too young. You're this. You're not this. You're not that. Go away at the time. And that's obviously not for me. I'll just go and get a regular job or do something else or whatever. I remember I was offered a job working in a jeweler's. And I remember my mother saying, just take the job. I was a stressor, right? And I'm like, I'm going to break through this. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And so a year later, I went back and did all the tests again. And this time, I passed them. And I got through. And through a lot of resistance, a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges, I broke through and was able to have a very successful career. So if I would have let failure stop me, that would never have happened for me. That one boyhood dream that I had of being an elite soldier would never have happened if I would have let rejection and failure stand in my way. Because rejection and failure stands in everybody. You know, no one has the special fairy dust that doesn't have that. We're all going to get failure. We're all going to get rejection. And this is what many people forget. They think that other people don't get it. Other people don't go through what they go through. Everybody goes through it, you know. And so then I had this other goal, and this is like a time-like thing. Sometimes, again, sometimes we overestimate what we can achieve in 1 year, and we underestimate these big, high goals for what we're going to achieve in a year. And then if we don't hit them and we miss them, a lot of people give up on their dreams. A lot of people give up on that because they don't hit their goals in the time that they allowed. But if they carried on putting that same effort in, that same commitment, and kept on improving on it, what can happen in 10 years was quick. And that was like for me with martial arts. When I wrote my goals down even before I'd ever heard of goal setting and things like that. When I was 13, I wrote down these martial arts goals that I had. I wanted to have black belts in Japanese martial arts, black belts in Chinese martial arts by the time I was 18. And it didn't happen. When I was 18, I didn't have a black belt in any martial art because I actually had some disempowering unconscious beliefs to get to taking grades. And it stopped me. Anytime I had a grade coming up, I would sabotage and just wouldn't go to it because I had this unconscious belief that martial arts wasn't about belts. And so I never actually went for any gradings. But even though consciously I wanted this goal, my own conscious belief didn't allow it. So there was a long sort of time lag to achieve that goal. So it wasn't actually until 10 years after that, when I turned 28, did I actually receive black belts and above in Chinese martial arts. I achieved my black belt when I was 23 in Japanese martial arts, and then in Chinese when I was 28. And so then I thought, well, what if I just thought when I got to 18, oh, martial arts isn't for me, I didn't achieve my goals. I would have just stopped doing it and then 10 years after that, achieved it. So was it worth it? Well, of course it was worth it because it's all about the journey, right? It's all about the journey. So quite often the time it takes isn't because the journey and who we become on the journey is what's more important than any specific result. Because results come and go, but who we become on the way, that is what life's about. Life's made up of the moments, right? Life is right here, right now. And so rather than having the far off goal and then thinking that you can't be successful, you can't be happy, or you can't be whatever until you get that goal. That's not the best way to be. The best way to be is to actually realize here and now, and that to enjoy what you're doing right now and do what you love and love what you do. And when we can be in that place, when we can be present with that, then our successes will come in a more enjoyable way. That makes sense?
Absolutely, yeah. Can you hear us?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So this is
Thank
what
you,
I
Matthew.
see. So this is what I see online with creating a business online. Is that's the attitude that you must have. You can't let rejection stop you. You can't let failure stop you. You can't let not achieving your goals in the time you thought you were going to achieve them and stop you. You've got to keep going no matter what, and learn to actually enjoy it rather than being a stressor through the whole process. Because the dabblers quit already and they've gone back to their job, right? Or gone back to wherever they were before. The stressor keeps going, but isn't enjoying the process, right? And then the master is saying, okay, this is an adventure of growth, of discovery, and when we can look at it like that, and that's my desire for everyone, that because I know that everyone, and myself included, and is to realize that they are there for our good, they are there for our growth. They're not there to make us into a victim of why is this happening to me, or this doesn't happen to other people. Yes, it does. It happens to everybody. Everybody has to meet the challenges. Everybody has to break through their fears. This is part of the journey. So what I want to pass on to you right now is realize, this is part of the script, right? And so just play your part and enjoy playing your part. Right, Alan?
Correct. Absolutely resonates very well. Thank you.
I just thought
Can I just add a couple of things?
Yeah, please.
Sorry, after you.
Yeah.
After you, Matthew.
No, I was saying yes, please.
Oh yeah, so no, it's first time. It's always good to kind of get that encouragement that the obstacles and so forth are indeed a valuable part of the journey, and they make us stronger. I that I have interest in dreams, and walking along the beach, I had a conversation with him. I was trying to actually help him with something, and he was unbelievably rude to me. And he was so rude that I actually had to fight the urge to punch him. And it's quite rare that I've that sort of kind of aggravated by somebody. And I went home, and that night I had this dream that I was in the gym, and I was pulling weights and I was trying to get strong. And this fella came over to me in the gym and he says, "No, hold on, you're not doing that right. I'll show you to pull the weights properly." Okay. And in the dream I said to him, "By the way, why were you so rude to me today? I was just trying to help you." And he says, "Oh really?" It didn't even occur to him that I was trying to be constructive. I said, "You know what? We could even be friends." And he says, "Yeah, I suppose we could, but it'll not be for a few years yet." So I woke up in the morning and I just kind of went, wow, what a strange dream. And it struck me that this guy, if you like, my inner wisdom or soul or whatever, saw that this guy was actually a real soulmate to me, because he was pointing out to me how easily my ego was getting involved with my emotions. And just because he said something to me that I didn't like, I was so easily upset. And in the dream, it pointed out that he was literally making me stronger. He was helping me become a stronger person. He was helping me lift greater amounts of weight. And so, you know, when we do experience these disappointments, and the disappointments are usually our ego getting stroppy with circumstances, you know, as Matthew said, life is unfolding in the present moment in its own perfection. And if we truly detach from outcome, if we keep going but don't get emotionally engaged with the outcomes, then it will help us keep progressing with more equanimity, more stability, and so on and so forth. So definitely, Matthew, thank you for that. I think these things do make us stronger. If you know, an event like this tonight, you know, helps encourage for one thing, and just keep moving on into mastery. But you know, I think also that the mastery that you talk about, it comes from moving stages. You know, I don't think we don't start with mastery. I don't think, you know, in my experience, you know, you maybe dabble with a few things and you stress with a few things, and then that journey takes you to the point where you can you have the strength of character and the determination and the wisdom just to keep going, great action, and keep taking feedback on that action as well. Matthew, thanks ever so much. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you, Alan. And I really enjoyed your story there, your dream. That is very powerful, very profound. And I missed who the person was that you were having a conversation with on the beach. Was it a real person or was it a metaphorical?
No, it was my girlfriend's ex-husband.
Okay.
You know, it's probably best left there, I think. Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether it was Satiris maybe or.
No,
not guilty this time. Not guilty.
No, Satiris knows how to push our buttons. I think, you know, with the odd kind of challenging conversation, but never felt like punching him. No, definitely not. You know, no, definitely not. Far from it.
Cool.
Oh, have you got tonight, Satiris?
Only Matthew felt like it.
Well, I think if Matthew chose to punch somebody, he'd probably be the best equipped of all of us to do it.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a virtual punch from a black belt person.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's something that we're missing on Facebook, like an icon where you can actually punch somebody.
Yeah.
You know the way you can poke somebody,
man, that would take off. That would take off. Do you remember that little video game where you could punch the Spice Girls as they emerged out of wee holes and things? Yeah, the Facebook mallet would really take off, I think. Yeah.
There's a lot of people in the comments sometimes which would really love to have a go.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure.
So how are you guys getting on with the email challenge? Because I haven't started it yet. I'll be honest with you. I had a bunch of additions and various bits and bobs, and I also took a weekend off for the first time in ages, just to get some rest and to refresh and spend a bit of time with my family. So, I mean, whatever you guys have to say about the forthcoming email challenge, I'm you know, taking notes and so on. And have either of you kicked off yet?
Yeah. Go ahead, Matthew. You go first. Do you want?
Yes.
I go first. Doesn't matter.
I've been sending out an email, at least one email daily, to my list of subscribers. Many of them I've basically put more focus in email marketing, and many of them are ones that I sent out before, but to a smaller list, and now I've put them all into an autoresponder and setting. I've got that going now, and then I've written a couple of new ones as well. So I've kicked off. But sure, there's improvements to be made. Today I sent my first.
Sorry, talking of kicking off, I got my very first subscriber since we last spoke. So bless that subscriber. They're going to get it there's one of them, and they're going to get a barrage of like 20 emails.
Start hammering.
You know what? It was very encouraging, because I have been putting in a fair bit of effort into this, and just actually getting that first little bit of movement in the boulder. Maybe that's not a very empowering metaphor to use, but just overcoming that maximum inertia and getting the ball rolling. It's good, because even just the apparatus working, knowing that the autoresponder works, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was nice. Sorry to interrupt, Matthew.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
If you can get 1, you can get 10. If you can get 10, you get 100. If you get 100, you get 1,000.
Exactly.
If you get 1,000, you get 10,000.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it.
How big our thinking goes.
Totally. Yeah. Absolutely. And how consistent the effort, and how how informed and strategic the effort as well, I think. Yeah. But thank you. I will shut up. For a guy who said he was going to sit and listen tonight, I've hogged the mic, so maybe hand back over to you guys.
Well, I just wanted to introduce Łukasz. I already mentioned. He's kind of famous. He met Arnold Schwarzenegger, which, if you meet Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're somebody, right? You're like a VIP, So Łukasz is from Poland, and has been in my team for a while, and he's grinded for a while, and then just had some little breakthrough, and got to connect with Vic Streishaus, who is, most people know who he is. He's the guy who made $710,000 in his first 3 weeks in Empower. He's the master of traffic, and been learning from his traffic formula, and Łukasz has taken some really great action on it. So I won't say anything else, but I'll pass it over to you, Łukasz, and really curious to hear from you. I haven't really spoken to you for quite a while, so just good to hear your voice. Just chat to us, please.
Welcome, everybody. It's really great to connect with you tonight, or today, or whenever some of you may be watching this. The best part about meeting Arnold Schwarzenegger is that when you go to a hospital, you can catch something that you don't necessarily want to catch. But when you shake the hand of somebody like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the energy just passes from one person to the next, and you feel something that, and if I did this, then what else can I do? And no matter where you are right now in your business and in your life, you are looking for a breakthrough. You are looking to get to the next level, because that's just who we are. We have to keep moving forward, otherwise we are stuck. And stuck is stuck. Stuck at the bottom or stuck at 10,000 or 50,000, doesn't matter. So many people think that they need to learn the new strategy. People who go to the gym think that, okay, I need to know exactly how many reps I should do. Should it be 10 reps or 15 reps or this many grams of protein or this many grams of protein, and really it doesn't matter unless some foundational work is done first. The same with online business or any other type of business. It's not the traffic strategy. It's not the secret, software that will pull money out of nowhere. It's your mind. And if your mind is not at the right place, none of it matters. Because I can remember being at a point where I was, checking the email and, there's no leads. Damn it, why isn't this working? And if you look at the results you're currently getting, and this is not something that you want, and you focus on what you're not getting, then you will keep not getting it, because that's just how your mind works. And it really blew my mind when I first heard about it. But consciously, you can focus on maybe 5, 7 things at any given moment. I think I can focus on less. I haven't really checked it. Whereas your subconscious mind is handling every second 2 million pieces of information. So you don't succeed consciously. You succeed unconsciously. And if you keep thinking about, oh man, it's not working, then it will keep not working, because you're literally telling your subconscious mind that it should not give you the results you want. So everything really starts with working on you and handling the things you are saying to yourself every single moment. And when your mind gets in the right place, then you can take the traffic strategy, and you know that, okay, maybe it doesn't work the first time, but you get better. Maybe it doesn't work the second time, but you keep focusing on the goal, on where you are going. Because if you keep looking back, you will not move forward. Or maybe you will move a little forward, but you will fall because you will not anticipate the obstacle that is ahead of you. So, I can share with you how I broke through, because it wasn't really the technical stuff. It was the mental stuff. It was realizing that I can do this, and I don't care what anybody says. I don't care about the haters in the comments. I don't care about anything, because I know what I want. And if you are watching this right now, you know what you want. So go get it, and don't stop. Because when you look at any good movie, I mean, how many of you guys have watched, let's say, Batman Begins? Matthew, Sotiris, have you seen this movie?
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Batman didn't stop Ra's al Ghul from destroying Gotham like very early on, but they were almost at the point where the poison was going to spread on the entire city, and then, Batman got help from Gordon, and they, managed to blow up the rail tracks, and they succeeded in the last moment. But many people, they fight, and just before they're going to win, they fucking quit. You are right now very close to your breakthrough. It's a matter of believing that you can do it and moving forward with that belief. Because what you believe will happen. It may not happen the first day, it may not happen the second day, but it will happen. So maybe I'll also share with you guys, because I heard that many people are having a really hard time doing videos. And I have found a really cool way to just do the videos, and many times when I use this strategy, I can do the video in like the first attempt. So many times I get an idea of what I want to talk about in general, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to say. So what I do is I close my eyes and just say in my mind what I want to say in the video, and put all those different pieces together, and many times I will get an idea that I can implement in the video, and just all comes together. So when you turn on the camera and you start speaking, you've already done it. So now you're just replaying what you've already done, and it just flows. So try that, see how it's gonna work for you. I am pretty sure that you guys will get some awesome results in that. So that's it from me. Over to you guys.
Thank you for that, Łukasz. You're very inspirational. It really hits home what you say, for sure. What you're saying there about the videos, about working through it in your mind first and then making it, that's the same for life. That's the same for our goal, our future. If we want to create our vision for the future, it's the same thing. You go through it in your mind, what you want to create in the future, and then when you actually go through it, it's actually more likely to happen than if you don't envision anything. So that's life works as well as simply making a video. Absolutely. What I'd also like to hear from you, as I'm sure everyone would, is you did. I remember you just let us know about that incident where you connected with Vic Strauss house, where you actually what you did, because I know you weren't going to give the technical details, but please do just give us a few technical details and let us know, actually, because I think it took you 8 months to get like 100 leads, and then suddenly, bang, you got like, I don't know, 50 leads in a day or something, just through using one method that you learned from a product in Empower Network.
Okay, so I I remember the exact moment where when I got my hands on the internet traffic formula that Vic produced, and it was very early in the morning, and I logged into my back office in Power Network, and I saw this tab that said Power Traffic X or something like that. I was like, oh, cool, traffic. I was learn traffic, and so I opened it, and it said that it's some new product from Vic, and I didn't really think about it too much. I just bought it, like on the spot, and
I just want to say, Wakash is a very fast mover. Wakash is always the first one to buy everything. If there's anything goes, any Empower Network product, Wakash is the first one to get it. He's a fast mover. Sorry for interrupting you, but I just had to say that.
yeah, it's like the formula that Dave Wood gave for selling a lot of stuff. It was love buying from people who know how to sell, buy a lot and buy often. But anyway, I knew that this product would bring me the breakthrough that I needed. And as I was looking through the strategies that I could potentially apply, I wasn't really concerned with applying everything, because it's a lot easier to learn new things one at a time than just hammering everything all at once, because you'll get confused, and it's really not worth it. So I was looking for something that I could apply right now, and that it would take me the shortest amount of learning, and that could really work fast. So the strategy I picked was solo ads, and I also used the resources that the traffic resources that Vic provided, and I found a guy who writes the email copy for you as well. So basically, all I had to do was order the clicks, and job done with the solo ad. Mm-hmm. As for the capture pages, I did what Vic taught. I got myself a tracking service and a URL rotator, so that I could use different capture pages all at once. So I was rotating 3 pages, and 2 of them converted at 43%. And I designed those pages mostly by modeling. I looked at what the other successful marketers were doing. I looked at pages from Vic Strisshouse, Frank Kern, and Jonathan Budd. And I also went on, so here I learned what to do. And I also learned what not to do by going to safe lists and seeing what the most people were doing, and I made up my mind not to do that. And I figured out a way how I could stand out and say something on the capture page that would be unique and that would grab somebody else's attention. And later, I discovered that really I designed those two capture pages that converted the best unconsciously. Because there is one audio that we have in our inner circle that's called "Speak the World into Existence," and I listened to it over and over and over and over. This is like one of the best that we have. And there was a phrase that Dave Wood said, and that is the exact same phrase I used on my capture page. But I realized that I did that after I did that. And that's why it is important to read, to listen, and to keep your mind positive, because that's where you get those good ideas.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Mukesh.
That's really brilliant what you're saying there, and it just emphasizes the power of the products within Empower Network and how they're all set out the way they are by design. Like the inner circle, you're listening to the inner circle, you're listening to Dave Wood audio, and it's just soaking into your unconscious mind. So then when you go to write your capture page, that copy just comes out like that. And Victoria had a very similar experience. Whenever the capture page where we made a video and we're on the beach, you may have seen it, we're on the beach talking, Victoria wouldn't have done any copywriting or really any selling or anything like that beforehand, but listen to a lot of David Wood through the Products and Empower Network, from the inner circles to all the products to listen to and watch David Wood a lot, and in fact, what's Dave Wood is actually giving the formula. He says, this is the formula here. You say this first, then you say this, then you say this. I forget the exact formula. And then you want to say this. And Victoria's like, that's exactly what I said in the video, but I said it unconsciously. She said, I wasn't even thinking of any formula. I just said what I said, but it was the exact sequence. What she said was the exact sequence that Dave Wood laid out. Is this to tell a story and sell something? And she got that just from listening to him over and over again, watching his videos. But when we actually made the video, she wasn't thinking about any formula. She just started speaking, and it all just came out. And I remember looking at her thinking, wow, that's really impressive. And afterwards, when we watched the video, I said to her, you spoke on that video much better than I did. You're much more compelling than I was in that video. Because usually she shies away. And that was from basically listening to audio regularly, watching the videos, doing the trainings from the products in the Empower Network. So yeah, completely see what you're saying there, Mukesh, completely resonate with that. That's really cool, and that's a good testimony for the power of the products that we have and how important they are, and that they are all by design. And if we just trust in that, then things start to work out in our favor.
Yeah, Matthew, I just thought I would share that with everybody, just the thing from Vic Strishouse's page there. Stuff like this never gets old. Congratulations, Lucas. Keep up the great work. Is just the beginning.
Can you enlarge that?
Yep. Can you see it any better now?
Yeah, it's getting bigger now, yeah. Yeah.
You just... Can you read it okay?
Yeah.
And as you can see there, there's like 283 others. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 286 likes on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's 6 shares, and there's like loads of comments there. So congratulations, that's brilliant. Wakash, brilliant. 43% opt-in rate. What more can we say?
And so I just wanted to add something. Maybe are you still there, Wakash?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I just wanted to add something to, after you've had a success like that, as you probably know, and as Vic Streishaus teaches, you want to build on your successes. So as soon as you've had a success like that, then you want to teach your subscribers and teach everyone else exactly what you've done and how you've done it. So then, as soon as you've had that success, then you've got all these new subscribers anyway. Then you send an email out to them saying, hey, I just got 43% opt-in rate, and got 45 subscribers in a day on complete autopilot while I was hanging out with my friends. Do you want to know how I did it? And then you give them a free training on how to do it, and offer them, you join my team, you come into my inner circle, I'll teach you exactly how to do the same. This is, and then every time you have a success, you build on it by then teaching others how to replicate what you've done. And then you get very loyal subscribers from that. Maybe you did that already, I don't know.
Yeah, it's gone quiet there, so.
Yeah, I was planning that.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know why, but my camera isn't working.
Yeah, it's just going down there. It just disappeared. Up in the top, maybe if you click up near the top and just highlight over that, you might see the video thing, and you might be able to turn it back on again. It's just up at the top of the wee square if you sort of click your mouse around there.
I see. You see, I turned it off, and it doesn't want to turn back on.
It's playing games. Just
Okay.
click it once. It sometimes takes a wee minute to work. Just give it one click and see what happens. Can you find the wee video icon okay? It's the joys of modern technology, we call it.
No worries, no worries. So we can carry on. Did you have anything else to add, Wakash, or Alan, or do you want to carry on with your training now?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I can.
I wanted to thank Wakash for speaking with such passion and clarity, and insight, and for sharing his success and the techniques with us. So thanks very much indeed, Wakash. A lot to learn from you. Thank you.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just I'll share my screen here if I can find my way. Cool. Let me know if you can see my screen okay, folks. Yep, I think so. Can you see my screen, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so basically what we're talking about, for anyone who wasn't here last week, actually I think we changed it a wee bit, didn't we? It started off with a 14-day challenge, but you were saying, Matthew, about doing it for 21 days for it to be a habit. So so I think we actually changed it slightly, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
We did. Yeah.
Let me just check my notes to see how many emails. I was just writing emails, quite a lot of them, so I didn't really even remember the number. because I sort of knew that it was going to be well over by the end of the week. But I think it started off, the 14 days was going to be 10 emails. So 21 days would have been 15. So it would have been basically to write 15 emails to your autoresponder list. Okay. Now, the reason that we would write, 15 emails to your autoresponder list is basically that it's a long-term thing. It's a long-term thing that's going to be there whenever people opt in. It's going to be an automated, business that's going to sort of work 24/7, right? So let me just www. I'm going to log into my autoresponder here. So basically, that was a list which I didn't have anything on. That was another list that I made. And if we go to the follow-up here, you can see I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I put in about 8 autoresponder messages there. And what I would suggest with the autoresponder messages, there's different things you can do. Obviously, you can send people to your sales page, so you can send people to your, Empower Network sales page, right? You can send them the commission loophole page. But as well as that, what I would recommend doing is actually sending them to some of your blog posts, right? So, if you have made a blog post, a good blog post, why not utilize those blog posts and create an email and send the people to the blog post? Because if you've made a good blog post and you're basically teaching people something in the blog, all you need to do is write an email and pick a subject headline and then pick a post on your blog, right? So just for example, just go to one of my blogs here. So you can basically come here, grab one of your blog posts, right? And you can either use the title or you could basically change the title a bit and email people your blog posts. So just go into your autoresponder, pick your list. Now obviously your list is going to be the list that you have made for your business, okay? Be it your Empower Network business, or if you're promoting another business online, it would be for that specific list, okay? And all you basically do here is come along, just create a follow-up message, and then just open up the email builder. It'll probably take a wee bit longer because I'm sharing the screen and because we're live on the internet, so it's probably going to be a bit slower than usual. But we can come here, for example, and you spent time writing a blog post, why not use them, So here's one about solo ads. So here I could just, for example, just copy, Command C. Now, if you were here last week, you remember I said to do, try and do like 50-50. Do 50% of your emails where you're actually, basically offering something of use, offering something, actually selling something that people need, right? And do, 50% that are value, actually showing people stuff. Now, if you're following our formula from the other, from our other Hangouts and stuff, you will be putting a call to action in the end of your blog posts anyway. So that also gives you another opportunity for people to click or buy something off you. Okay, so you can basically go here. If you get people's first name, if you get their name and email, you can use the first name. If you don't, if you just get their email, you can not personalize it with their first name. So basically, first name, what are solo ads? How can you use them to build your online business? Okay. Now, you can do long emails or you can do short emails, right? And it's funny because some people would say, do a long email, put a lot of content in it. And I have heard from different people, I've heard different things. I've heard a lot of marketers, there's some marketers who sit and they'll write a whole load of copy, they'll write loads of copy, and people will practically read the whole email, right? But the thing about it is if you make a really, really long email, people might not have time, right? Or they might not have the inclination to actually, I don't know why this isn't allowing me to it now. They mightn't have the inclination to go any further. So if you write like a really, really long email, that's great. You're giving quality, you're giving them content and stuff like that. But at the end of the email, are they still going to be ready to go on and read something else? That's the question you can ask yourself. You maybe want to experiment, and you maybe want to experiment with some sort of longer emails and some shorter emails. But basically, I personally think the point of an email is to get people to obviously click on it. And then the second purpose of the email is get people to actually go to your link. Okay, so if you give them like 2 pages of an email, it's going to be hard for them to even read your email, never mind to go to your page as well, right? So I would try both and see which works best for you. I'm not going to say that writing long emails doesn't work, but at the same time, I would also say, I would never read like a big long email. I might scan through it and just click the link, but it could maybe put some people off from actually going to where they're going. They could just spend their time reading the email. Okay, so
what do you consider a long email, Satiris?
Well, a long email is like, a long email is like a blog post. A long email is like a blog post. I mean, I've seen a lot of really good, even in in the prosperity team and different people, writing a very short email, and it's like just completely to the point. It just says, here is what it is, here is what it is, check this out, or here's, this is going to do this for you. If you click here and you'll be able to find out how to do this now or something. And it's not a whole spiel. Now in some cases, if you're trying to actually sell something, to actually get them to go and click on it, and you really are trying to sell it hard, then yes, you might write a longer email to tell all the benefits and all the things that it's going to do for them. But really, if you can just get them to click and go to your website, without all that, it's probably, it can be better sometimes. Quite often, people think that whenever they're getting an opt-in, right, whenever they're getting someone to opt in, they feel they have to give away a bribe. They always feel they have to give away something for free, right? And in some cases, of course, it's good to give away something for free. We all do it, and it is good. But at the same time, one of the best things for getting the people to opt in something is just curiosity. It's just them to wonder what it is. And if you've written like a 3-page email, by the time they've got to the bottom of it, they're probably not going to be very curious. So sometimes it's good to just say a few words to to make them, make them curious or whatever. The thing about me is I have to be in a sort of form to do this well. Sometimes I'll do really hopeless email messages. Other times when I'm in the form, I'll write a good headline. I've actually thought of one that I want to do tonight for something, which I got the idea off you, Matthew, but I'm going to just change it a wee tad, It's bordering on the side of getting people to unsubscribe, but I think it's sort of funny as well, so I think people will probably click on it too because it's sort of funny. Let's see. Okay, so subject is what are solo ads and how you can use them to build your business. I'm going to just make this a very short one. I created a post recently detailing use solo ads to build your business. Sometimes I'll just do a very, very short, something really, really short, and that's like really, really short. And sometimes I'll do like a longish one. But I tend to do both. I don't always just do, I wouldn't always do big emails. Let's see. Make it a wee bit bigger. So tight. So make that a wee bit bigger. Normally underline it. People are trained to always click on blue, so I would always make the link blue. People tend to think that it's going to go blue automatically, but it generally doesn't. It sometimes goes like a purple color. So I would also always press the underline, because even if it looks like it's underlined, it's actually not. And I would, you can also make it bold, which I'm going to do too. Make sure it's blue, and then obviously the most important thing, and the mistake I've made a lot, is not hyperlinking it properly. The link not working, and that's a killer, and that costs you a fortune. So it's definitely not recommended.
Well, you can always do a test. It's good to test.
Yeah, I always recommend you send a test. Absolutely, always recommend you send a test before you do it. Definitely. Let me just play with this color. It's playing games with me. That's it.
Can you tell us, Terence, how do you highlight the link there? Can you highlight it? I see some people highlight them.
Highlight it? You can just use this up here. If you want to highlight the link, you can just scroll over it and just click like the yellow or whatever, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, will that highlight it, will it? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's that wee one there. Just the one on the right, the font background color.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you just basically you know, paste over whatever you want to highlight and just click on that and pick a color.
Yeah.
And that's how you would actually highlight it. Now, another thing you could do as well, which a lot of people do, and it's probably good to do, if you have a video, right? If you have a video, and what you can do is you can also go and put like a screenshot of a video, you know, on your blog. So you could click on image, and basically you could put an image of your video or something here, and then when people click on the image, you just basically hyperlink it. So you press the link button. So once the image appears here, you basically click on it and click the link button, and then you can link it to go wherever you want. So you could link it to then go to your blog post page or wherever you want it to go to. Okay. I don't spend a lot of time in this. You know, I know, you know, there's somebody in my team there that does really fantastic images, that spends loads of time on them, and you know, puts their picture and has all these different signatures and all these different things. They put loads of things in it, right? So it's up to you if you want to, you know, put a load of bells and whistles. I mean, one thing that I do sometimes now, the thing about it is, if you want to convert better, probably you're better not to do this, right? But when I'm sending an email to my own list, what I generally tend to do is I also offer them a couple of other options, right? And I'll tell you what the reason for that is. It's not to mess up the conversion rate. It's to sort of distract them from the unsubscribe button, right? So what I generally do is I will put, you know, add me on Facebook. And I'll tell you the reason I do this is because, and it's just psychologically, I just thought of it, you know, because if someone comes to your email, right, and they see an email and they're basically just being given something to buy or whatever, you know, they might say, I don't want to buy anything, and they'll say, oh, he's trying to sell me something, and they'll unsubscribe, right? But a lot of people who maybe don't want to buy that thing and might unsubscribe, if they see that you've given them a link to add them as a friend on Facebook or to follow them on Twitter or something like that, a lot of those people have got businesses themselves, and a lot of those people want more followers on Twitter. They want more friends on Facebook, right? And if they don't want to buy your stuff, and they're in business, it's quite likely that they will click and they will add you on Facebook as a friend, or they will follow you on Twitter, right? And if they do that, then you've got more people to actually put your stuff in front of, okay? So that's why I generally do this now. But if you were really, really wanting to get the maximum conversion, you know, the maximum amount of people clicking through, you can leave those off, right? But I generally do this, and I will just put a link, you know, to my, you know, to my Facebook and my Twitter. And what I do as well is I've created a URL that goes to my Facebook account, and what that means is that if at any stage my Facebook account got deleted or wasn't there, I can just redirect the URL to my new account. So it means that all my stuff isn't going to disappear. Because this happened to me before. I'd written, you know, loads and loads of autoresponder messages, and they all said follow me on Twitter, or you know, subscribe to me on YouTube. And then whenever people clicked on them, they were getting, you know, this YouTube channel has been deleted for, you know, some violations or whatever nonsense, you know, which really makes you look stupid. And if you've written hundreds of autoresponders, it just makes you look completely stupid. So what I do is, you know, I basically just created another link that goes to my Twitter and my Facebook, and that basically means that, you know, if anything got deleted, my Twitter account got deleted, my Facebook account got deleted, I can just you know, redirect it to my new Facebook account, and I don't have to worry. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So now a lot of people wouldn't think of doing it, or would think, oh well, you know, it'll probably never happen or whatever. But the thing is, if you're doing internet marketing for a long time, you will find that these things will happen, and it'll be completely unexpected when it does, you know. So it's good to cover all the possibilities as best you can and save yourself hassle down the line. Okay, so that's just a short one, and then we'll just click next. And
Can
then
you quickly explain to Satiris what a hyperlink is, for because it's quite a technical term for a lot of people.
Okay, so basically what a hyperlink is whenever someone actually clicks on some, you know, when someone clicks on some words, they go to a particular website. Okay, so to actually turn something into hyperlink, all you do is you would just highlight it like that, and then you just hit the link button, and then you would put in the URL where you want them to go to. Okay, so you would just put in the URL of where you want them to go to. Okay, and then that will then go to that URL. So if you want them to go to google.com when they click on this, you just type in google.com, and when they click on that, it'll go to google.com. Okay, if that makes sense.
Yeah, hyperlink is just a cooler way of doing it, rather than saying click on this link over here and then having a link there that shows exactly what it is. It's saying, you know, click here now, or add me on Facebook. You just click on the add me on Facebook, and you'll have your Facebook link.
Absolutely.
Hyperlinked in that.
Actually, just while we're on that subject, that's a very good point, Matthew. While we're on that subject, when people come and they start internet marketing in the beginning, they go to these websites, you know, and they get these affiliate links, and the affiliate links are like these big long links with, you know, their username at the end or whatever. And the thing about it is that maybe some people don't know, if they're complete beginners, they maybe don't even know the difference between an affiliate link and an ordinary link, right? But there's actually people like this, and this is crazy, but it's true. There's actually people who will purposely avoid clicking on an affiliate link. Now, even though they're not going to get it any cheaper, you know, they're not going to get their product any cheaper, it's going to cost the same price, they will actually go. So if you have like a, you know, a link and you put it, and it's, you know,
buymystuff.com.
Yeah, empowernetwork.com, and then you put at the end of it, you know, !ID equals your affiliate username, right? I mean, if they see that, there's a lot of people who'll actually go and they'll like go here and they'll copy this and they'll go to avoid anyone getting a commission. I mean, it sounds completely ridiculous, and it's the same price, but people do this stuff, right? So generally, I would generally avoid putting affiliate links. I would generally avoid sending affiliate links to people. Now, what hyperlinking does is it means that you're writing words, so people don't even know what the link is, right? People don't know what it is. They just click on it. They don't know what it is, right? So it could be an affiliate link or not. And that's the cool thing about doing hyperlinks. Now, if you are going to put the URL, what I suggest you do is you know, create another URL, you know, create another, buy a domain, even buy a domain, you know, on somewhere, you know, one of the things. I mean, GoDaddy's the only one I know how to do properly, point all the domains and stuff. So, I mean, basically buy a domain, and then you can point that domain at your capture page, right? So, for example, you know, have a domain called shareandcomment.com, and it would then go to my top producer formula capture page. Okay, so I would never send people to top producer ID equals Satiris1, right? Unless I really knew them and I knew they were going to click it anyway. But I wouldn't put a post on Facebook with, well, it couldn't do it, but I wouldn't put a post on Facebook with an affiliate link, a big long affiliate link, because a lot of people know it's an affiliate link and they won't click on it, they'll avoid it like the plague, right? So make an easier domain name, like there's I have one which is called home business secret. So instead of sending them to my capture page, I would send them to that home business secrets.info. I would send them to that. So when people see that, domain name, it just looks like a domain name. It doesn't look like an affiliate link. So people don't know they're going to an affiliate link anyway, right? So, just do something like that. You can also use a thing called Pretty Link, and I've done trainings in this. If you're on the thing and you want to know how to do this, post in the comments below the video, and I will, send you a video, because I made a video. I'll find the video for you and I'll send you it, okay, if you want it. And that basically is just teaching you how to do that. There's 2 or 3 different ways to do it. One is with, just buying a domain from GoDaddy. Another is creating a subdomain. The other one is basically using a plugin on WordPress. If you have a WordPress blog called Pretty Link to create the domains. Okay, so that's a few different ways that you can actually do that. So let's see. Okay, so basically that's it. So I've added my Facebook link, I've added my Twitter link, save it here, and then just click next. And then if there's certain days that you want to send out your messages on, you can do that, okay? There is certain days of the week and certain times that people tend to open more often. So you can do that if you want. I'm not going to do it here, but you can do that. I'm going to send this message 3 days after the other messages, okay? And click track links on the website so that I know how many people clicked on the actual email. And then I'll just click Save and Exit. Okay, and then what you will see is if you go down to the bottom, you'll see that you have another email here, right? What are solar ads and how you can use them to build, right? So you can click Send a Test, and that will just send you a test message to your email. And you can also enable the campaign for authorized users if you're with Aweber, and you can pick whether you want it for follow-ups or you want it for follow-ups and broadcasts or just for broadcasts. And what it does is it gives you a campaign code. So basically I could go to anyone on my team, I could give them this campaign code. They could go and paste this into Aweber, into their list, and it will automatically populate all these emails. It will create all these emails in about 2 seconds, right? So if you want, what you could do is, if you write a really good email series, what you could do is you could create an email series, not put your name all over it, put your own name all over it, just put generalized messages. And then what you could do is you could then send your team a copy of the campaign thing, and basically they could go add the campaign and then they will have all your messages, and all they would need to then go in and do is just change the links to their own links. Okay, so that's a good way to be able to give ready-made messages to your team so that their business can also start working, you know. If they don't know how to do any of this stuff, okay, it just makes it easier for them, especially if you've got experience, you've been doing this for a while. You know, it just helps to simplify it. People are just starting who know nothing about something. They like things to be as simple as possible, you know, because they don't learn everything instantly. So it helps if you can help them along with, you know, with things like this. Okay, does that make any sense, folks? Or
absolutely, it's handy to have that kind of archive of that walkthrough there.
Yeah. So I mean, there, you know, those are, so there's like, you know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm up to 9 now on that campaign. So now, if I wanted, right, I can go here. I'll actually show you this. I could go here, copy this, right? Then I could pick another list, right? So let's see. I'll pick another list. Okay. Oh, wrong one. That's it there. Okay, there already is a whole load of messages in that one, so I'm not going to do it in that one. Let's see. Main tools, inner circle. I'll try that one. Right, there's no follow-ups here. Okay, can you see that now, folks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's completely empty, right? So down at the bottom, you'll see looking for campaign sharing. All I'll do is just click on that. And then all I do is just paste this bit of code in. So this would be what I would do with somebody in my team. Say I could just give them that bit of code and just click load campaign. And then that just takes a few seconds. Takes a few seconds. It's a wee bit slower as well because we're screen sharing more in the Hangout. And there you can you see my page?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's another list that's going to get automated messages, right? That was pretty quick, wasn't it?
Very much so, yeah.
So, you know, you could do that with a whole lot. So if you've got multiple lists, if you've made different lists for different things, and you know, there's similar lists, like say they're all internet marketing, you know, you could go and you could add your autoresponder messages into all your internet marketing lists if you want.
Is there not a select all button?
What do you mean, select all?
Select all lists to send the follow-up to all lists.
Yes, you can do that, but this is for an autoresponder.
Yeah. Can you do it for an autoresponder as well?
Yeah, you probably could. Yeah, I would say you could. Yeah, you could do it. You could do it. The thing I generally find, Matthew, you know, some people don't care, and there's a lot of people who just don't care and they just send it to everybody. But what I generally find is some of my lists that I had were for like really, really different things, you know. Especially some of the lists I had in the beginning, you know. I mean, I had lists for, you know, was selling different ebooks and stuff. So I mean, there's some people that have opted in, you know, for like crazy stuff, you know, like recipes and, you know, there was one I think for organic gardening and one for, you know, so if people like that started getting emails about, you know, blogging and stuff, a lot of them would just unsubscribe. So what I generally try to do is when I'm sending out an email, I try and send it like targeted. I would try and send, if it's about internet marketing, I'll send it to all my internet marketing lists. If it's about personal development, I'll send it to all my people who opted in the personal development sites. Because what tends to happen if I start selling internet marketing products to all people with personal development lists, I get much higher unsubscribes, you know. So for that reason, I generally tend to, you know, try and send emails to the list that really wanted that information, you know, because it's, you can get a really, really bad result if you're sending stuff to people who don't need it. I mean, we were talking about this even the other day. If you have a list and there's 1,000 people who are skinny on it, and you decide to sell a product, how to lose weight, and you send an email to them with a capture page about how to lose, how to lose 30 pounds in 6 weeks or something. Nobody's going to opt in, and it's not that your copy's bad or something. It's just that they're not interested. They don't want to lose weight. You know what I mean? They maybe want to put on weight, or maybe they're happy the weight they are. Yeah. So it's important. It's like you want to have your, you can have your fat list, you can have your thin list, you can have your internet marketing list, you can have your personal development list, you can have your cookery recipe list. And if you go and send the cookery recipe list, a recipe book, you're going to get a lot less unsubscribes and a lot more people buying your book. But if you start sending recipe book emails to your, personal development people or your yoga people, you're not going to get the same response. It's going to be different.
Yeah.
But
I blast everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of people do that. And that's fair enough. I mean, sometimes I will do it. Sometimes I just can't be bothered. Sometimes it's just laziness. I can't be bothered, going through the relevant lists, and I just send it to everybody. But when I do that, I generally get really high unsubscribe rates.
Even my family gets my email.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. I mean, I don't care about whether I email my family or not. Like I email them. Don't worry about that. But basically, I try not to. If somebody's completely different, and I want to, like, if you want to keep them, if you have a specific business, right? And you want to keep those clients, like if you had a law firm, right, and you had people who were high payers in your law firm, right, you wouldn't want to send them, an email about organic gardening for the next. You wouldn't want to send them a 10 email series about organic gardening, if you're going to get loads of unsubscribes and then maybe cost you, $50 a subscriber.
Yeah, that's of course true. I'm not thinking about such diverse niches.
No, absolutely. But I do have a lot of different, like completely different niches as well. It's not just internet marketing, make money. I have internet marketing, I have personal development, I have make money, but there is like loads of niches that are completely away from that. Mm-hmm. And when I'm lazy and I send it to everybody, I get loads of unsubscribes, and I generally get unsubscribes from the people who didn't ask for that. So that's why I would. It's up to yourself. You could just blast it. If you're just doing internet marketing and blogging, well, that's what most of your list's going to be. So blast everybody. But if you have, a business which is completely different, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be pissed. If you send them something that's completely irrelevant that they signed up for, It
goes back to what you were saying about, adding value and knowing your marketplace. So obviously you don't want to waste people's time or show them very directly that you're actually not attuned to what they need and want.
Yeah, I mean, like one of the things that Vic teaches and stuff, and other marketers teach is, is send an email out to the list and do a survey. Do you want to make money online? Or how much money do you make online? And then you'll get people, they'll say, I've made $0 online, I've made, $200 online, I've made $1,000, I've made 10,000, I've made 100 plus, right? And then, maybe in the thing it'll say, what is your, biggest challenge? And maybe 40% of them will say how to make my first dollar, right? So if you can send an email to those people, how to make your first dollar online, right? You're going to give them like brilliant value.
Yeah.
Right? But if they've sent you, if they've opted in to find out, what water to put their koi in, because their koi are dying from fish disease, and then you send them an email, you don't want to make 100,000 in 6 weeks on autopilot. You know, they're gonna say, "Who is this guy?" You
Exactly. Yeah.
know. Yeah, some of them might sign up, but there's going to be a lot of ones wondering, what happened or where you came from. I don't remember this guy. So it's quite funny. But anyway, like I said, even if you do short ones, I mean, you can see here. I mean, here's one here. For one, I did a couple of long ones as well. It's not that I would say just do short ones, but I would say do both. I would say do both. Do some short ones, do some long ones. Test it and see what your click-through rate's like. See how many people are clicking the long ones, how many people are clicking the short ones. And then you can see for yourself. If you find that 3 times as many people click the long ones, keep writing long ones. If you find that 3 times as many people click the short ones, you maybe want to make more short ones. Let me just seeing here if I can get back to this original list. What was it called? Say goodbye 9 to 5. Yep. Oh, there it is. There's open. So there's a sort of longer one, right? That's a longer sort of one here. And there you can see there's one link that changed color or wasn't made the right color. So I can go here and make it blue. Go here, make it blue. I'll have to make it 2 colors, I think. If it goes funny, change it to another color and then change it back. Otherwise, it doesn't seem to like to go to the color you want it to go sometimes. And here, this here, for some reason the link isn't actually working. What happened there? Let me just see. Commission loophole. So in that email, I just sent them to the commission loophole video. Miscellaneous error. Sometimes it tries to drive you mad. If it tries to drive you mad, you can click ignore validation. That's what I generally do. I'll do this one again, just make sure. Enter. Why is it doing this? Normally hit enter and it disappears. I think it's just running very, very slow because we're on the Hangout. Unfortunately. But so basically, you can see that's a longer email, that's a longer one, right? So you can, also write longer emails. This is going to look really stupid if the link doesn't work because it's the first email. Okay. Okay, and then basically we'll just save it. And we can test it anyway, so we can test it. Save and exit. And then I would always suggest testing it to make sure that it works, because that's the biggest mistake that marketers make. And the thing that happens is, once you send it, that's it. It's gone, right? It's gone. So definitely send it to yourself and test it and see that it's working. Here we go. See that link, the top link isn't working. That one's working, that one's working. So there you can see there's one that's not working, right? So if I hadn't tested that, somebody's going to click on that and go nowhere and say, oh, this guy's doesn't work, boom, and they're gone, right? So they're instantly gone. So that's why you need to, you need to check these things. So just go in and edit again. Just close that. Close some windows, try and make it quicker. I do go a bit crazy with the windows sometimes. Actually, while that's working, I'll just show you something else very quickly, right? There's a link at the bottom of this page. You can actually register for this for free, right? Now, I did the paid version. And one of the nice things I like about it is you can actually see, when you go here, you can see whose links got clicked the most, right? And basically what it is, it's a large list of people, on a mailing list. And what you can do is you can actually go and see out of the last 200 messages who got the most clicks, right? So you can see here the first one says, what if you lost your job tomorrow? How long could you keep your family afloat? So that got the most clicks, right? And you can actually see headlines that people are clicking on, right? Which is really cool. Are you in affiliate marketing? Are your affiliate marketing campaigns dead after being slapped silly by Google? There's one, somebody just wrote Facebook, your new pass. Without the new system, you will drown. Now, the thing about this is there's a lot of headlines that will work and that people will click on to open. But what I've also discovered is there's headlines you can put that pisses people off, right? And will unsubscribe from your list. So personally, if it's a headline that really will piss people off, I don't generally do it. Like, I did one headline one night and it was like, you're fired, right? And that got my biggest click-through rate, right? For a long time. It was just, you're fired. And all these people opened this, and I could just imagine the thoughts going through their head, when they saw this email. But I got so many unsubscribes, right? So the great thing is, in a thing like this, when people join it, they can't really unsubscribe or they're going to lose access to it, so they can't unsubscribe. They can if they want, but they're not likely to. So you can put all sorts of headlines when you're doing these, which is, I think is quite funny, right? So like I said, there's a link just below. You can click to register, and if you click and you register, even for the free one or whatever, and message me, I'll have some headlines. I've 200 headlines, and I'll send you, 200 headlines that convert, and some other stuff. Okay. So
thanks, Terrace, that's great.
Yeah. So, but the thing about this is here, there's a downline builder. Anybody who actually joins, you can basically give a link to anyone. They can come and join, and anyone who joins, then you can actually send them an email, right, from this. Anybody in your downline, anybody they bring in as well. So that's quite cool. Now, what I did was I actually upgraded and I bought a thing in this where I can actually email 30,000 people a month. That's 3,000 people every 3 days. So I'm gonna do that now just for a laugh here. So I'm just gonna log in here. Okay. Okay, you can also get banner ad things if you do the paid one. You can get these banner ads. as well, but I'm just going to use the mailer. So I can send the 3,000 randomly selected members worldwide. Okay. So you can choose a template. So in that version, you can choose the one that you sent before. But Matthew,
Yep.
I'm going to use your one. Just going to change it a wee bit.
I can't think which one.
Ha ha ha. Can you see my screen? No, it's maybe better that you can't see it.
I definitely didn't use the P word.
When it comes to building online. Well, it'll get their attention anyway. Hello. Oh. Okay, so when it comes to building an online business, a lot of people just don't have what it takes to create a large income online. Thankfully, we have set up this system to make it easier for creating a residual income online. In fact, you can get access for a ridiculously, I don't know, I've probably spelt it wrong, but that'll give them something to look at as well. Low cost. Only for the next few days. So if you do not to be a member of the Wissy Club, this may be the solution you have been waiting for. Okay. Click the link below for instant access today. And in this, you actually have to put the, you have to put the URL. So I'll just put it in. I created a subdomain /system. So where we are, so save template, track links. No, you can't do it because, okay, preview email, send email. Okay, let me just put these together. Oops. Okay. Here we go. There we are. Send that out to 3,000 people. The email to be scheduled to send 3,000 members. You'll receive an email notification when it's finished. Yeah. So there you go. So I mean, there's other ways to also get more, get more people and get more members and stuff. If you want to be you can be completely controversial, or you can, just. I was just doing that as a bit of a laugh there, but obviously you could make a lot more serious of an email, right? Just having a laugh.
Cheers, Satiris. I don't know which of those two options I'd rather be.
No.
It didn't actually make any sense to me.
Yeah. Oh well, don't worry. But sure.
But the principle.
I bet you. I'll tell you one thing. I bet you they'll open it. I bet you they'll click on it. And they'll say, "What the heck?"
Yeah, because it's confusing.
Exactly. It's meant to be.
It's got the curiosity factor anyway.
It's definitely got the curiosity factor.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for running through the procedurals with that.
Yeah, no problem. I did some, I did autoresponder messages in some of my other websites as well. I can't even trying to remember which ones. I have so many email lists. It's like kind of mental, as you can see, probably.
Oh gosh.
Let me see. It doesn't come to mind because I'm on the spot. I can't remember, but I wrote another 6 or 7 on one of my other one. Oh yeah, my video one, I think. Yep. Let's see. Amazing video. So that's it. This page.
And by the way, for those that aren't on our team already, haven't joined our team already, and are still on the Hangout, then I guess you're ready to get started. And so when would it now be a good time to click on the link below the Hangout and get started with us and start to create financial freedom online or another passive income or whatever you want. Get your feet wet and start to learn the ropes and get into the products and get going and start your online business. You can just click on the link below and get started with us, very simply, right?
Absolutely. And if you've any questions, post them below, or just address one of us. I mean, you've probably got an email from one of us tonight if you're here, or you've maybe seen this on Facebook or somewhere, and just message us, and with anything you want to know, any questions you have. If you need any help at any stage, you're more than welcome to contact me. I'm here for anyone who needs help with setting up their systems, getting everything working and getting everything automated. And Matthew and Wukash and Alan, all of us are all here for you. So all you have to do is just click the link below and get started.
Just no tire kickers.
Yeah, no tire kickers, that's it. No wussies allowed.
Right.
So,
okay. Thank you, Satiris, Matthew, and Wukash. Enjoyed what you had to say tonight, and I learned from it. And yeah, there's so much to apply, isn't there? So thanks again for all the input, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. The great thing about that there, Alan, is that will, once you set up your capture page, and I'm actually talking about your capture page because I was looking at the conversion rate on it, and it could be a bit higher. It's sort of around the 2-digit mark, right?
Which capture page is this now?
The one, I think the one that you were talking about earlier. Remember the one that we made?
Oh, the $50 one, or the
yeah,
$50 film school. So
yeah.
we could
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
it's 10%. It's converting at 10% at the minute. So
right.
realistically, you should be able to get that to 20 or 30% from
Yeah,
cold traffic.
yeah.
By tweaking it, by playing around with it.
Speak to Wookash.
Yes, definitely. I
Wookash
took
is
notes.
the capture page master.
I took notes when Wakash was speaking,
Yeah.
and so I've definitely be very, very appreciative of your input tonight, Wakash.
Yeah.
I've got plenty to be getting on with.
I think the other thing that's very important, when a lot of marketers talk about 60, 70, 80% rates, is that those are very, very targeted lists, and that's sort of different from cold traffic. Like if you're just putting, videos on Facebook or doing different things, you're going to get a completely different conversion rate, than if you have sent an email to 5,000 people who have bought on ClickBank in the last 4 weeks, right? If somebody has bought a product on ClickBank in the last 4 weeks, they're like completely hardcore internet marketers with their credit card out, looking to buy stuff to learn internet marketing. So if you had a list of 5 or 10,000 people like that, and you hit them with a good opt-in page about internet marketing, you can get huge conversion rates by doing that. But if you just hit a completely cold list of people, some people are, housewives, somebody works in the bank, somebody runs the fruit and vegetable shop, somebody does this, somebody does that, you're not going to get that same conversion rate. So
Yeah,
the
you've got a
traffic
cold
is also
audience.
very important as well. The traffic source is also important too.
Absolutely, definitely. Well, maybe I can touch base with you through the next week or something, if you like, and maybe we could have a look at that together to see how we can optimize it a wee bit, if suits. Okay. Yeah, great. And we've also got other bits and bobs that we can talk about too. But thank you guys. I'm gonna hit the hay now, and so thank you to you all, and I look forward to catching up with you next week, if not before. Okay, thanks, dudes.
No problem.
All the very best.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thank you, everybody.
See you later.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
We done, Satiris?
Yep, that's us. I think that's us, more or less. That's us finished.
Cool.
So we'll be back. Next week at the same time, 9 p.m. GMT, UK or Dublin time. So we'll be here again with more tips and strategies for you. If there's anything in particular that you want covered that hasn't been covered in the Hangouts, just put it in the comments below, or message one of us, Wakash or Matthew or myself, and basically, with what you actually want covered, what you need to learn, what you're interested in, so that we can help you to, give you what you're actually looking for.
Yeah.
So,
and if you haven't done already, if you're not in our team, then what are you waiting for? Pull out your credit card right now and just get started with us. It's only the price of a night out at the movies to get started in a business that can potentially make you into a seven-figure earner down the line.
Yeah.
Income disclosure below, but those are the possibilities, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
We'll see you again at the same time next week. See.